Our next video is about the body design of our rocket here in the Rocket Modeler software. So similar to the last video and last demonstration, we're going to just change the body of this rocket and see how that affects the flight of your rocket. If you did not complete the fin chart, you'll want to do that first. So let's begin by first going on your chart and looking at the design constraints, and we want to make sure we have an air rocket selected, which we do, and we want to change our nose cone to that solid foam material, and we shouldn't have any payload, so we should have 0 here. And then for our fins, we want to make sure that they are the 1/16 inch gray cardboard to be as close to what we're going to actually make as possible. So then the only thing left to do is now adjust the settings for the body, and the body has some different kinds of materials that we can use. We should stick with materials that are wood or paper based, like the cardboard or the paper, the magazine, this other cardboard, so that it's similar to the materials that we'll be using when we make our model. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick with 16th inch cardboard. So now we do the same thing like we did with our fins. We're going to adjust the length of our tube for our rocket. So again, if you type in a number, make sure you press enter at the end, or if you use the slider bar here, you can go ahead and just slide that back and forth. So indicate how long you want the tube to be, and our tubes that we'll be making are going to be about 12 inches long. We can make them longer, we can make them shorter. Most will be about 12 inches, and the reason being is the PVC pipe that we're going to use is the material that we're going to wrap the paper around. So I cut pieces that are 12 inches long, so we'll want to make that close to it. We can make it smaller, we can make it bigger. I'm just going to type in 12 for the sake of this demonstration. The diameter of our rocket, the PVC pipes that we're going to use are 1 inch in diameter. We can make them larger, or we can make them smaller, but the diameter should be around 1 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and type in 1 inch. And then the next numbers are what's called a fairing. We're not going to mess with that, but that's just a device at the end that directs the flow of the air, and because the way we're going to shoot off our rockets, it's an air rocket, that's not really going to work very well, so we're not going to mess with those two numbers. So basically you're just messing around with and changing the length and the diameter of your rocket. So the same goes before. You're going to go through design, click go, fuel, go, after you change it to 25 pounds, 6 inches here for the launch tube. Make sure you change those two things. Pad, go, and then launch, fire. So same thing as before, except we're just going to determine how high it goes again, and we're just changing the length of the body, the diameter of the body. And on your chart, it's also going to ask for the body weight, which is right here, the weight of your rocket, and the drag coefficient. And the drag coefficient just means how much air is hitting the front of the rocket. So the higher the number, the more air; the lower the number, the better. That means less air. So so we're looking for those numbers to be low. So drag and weight, if those are low, then your height is going to increase. So you'll have to make some adjustments for your rocket depending on the size of the body you use. If you have any questions, please ask your instructor.